Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new here, I'm Vatsal and I'm an artist, songwriter and music producer. And on this channel, I do original music, music production tips, tricks and techniques, and a lot more. In this video, we are going to be discussing three things that are really common in productions and mixes. I see them all the time and they hurt your productions, your mixes, your songs. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. So number one is overproducing your song. And this is the most common issue I see in 99% of the mixes and songs. People are like, they are adding stuff just for the sake of it. And somehow they end up with this huge amount of tracks that looks really nice on their laptop or their desktop screens, but it just does not make any sense. Although I get it, we see our favorite engineers, our producers and artists working on their songs and they have 500 tracks in their songs. And we are like, we need 500 tracks to make our sound professional. And this is a common issue I see all the time. You do not need 500 tracks. You do not need 10 different kicks. You do not need 10 different snares. You do not need 500 vocal tracks to make your song really professional. All you need is purpose. Next time when you're producing a song, think, why are you using 500 tracks? Do you really need them? Do they make any difference in your production? That's how you should be thinking constantly throughout your production, your mixing, and your mastering process. You cannot get a professional sound by just stuffing things on top of each other. Now, for example, if you have a synth which sounds nice, but you want something more out of it, you can add another synth with the same, which is playing the same part. But now you have that unison effect. You have kind of that unique sound that you are looking for. But you cannot do it with all the elements in your tracks. You cannot add 15 kicks and 17 snares and then in your mixing you are compressing it really hard just to make them sound cohesive. It's never gonna work like that. So be mindful of your decisions, be mindful of your layering when you are producing a song, and your song will sound amazing. So the second thing is not really common, but it still holds your production back, and that is underproducing or not using much of any sounds or any effects in your productions or your mixes. Now, don't take me wrong. I'm still not saying that you should use 500 tracks for your vocals, 300 tracks for your guitars, and 17 different snares. I am saying you need good elements right from the get-go, from the very beginning, to make your song sound amazing. This is the one thing I see with people who are just starting out. They are really afraid of dialing just a little bit more of that EQ or compression or reverb or delay. And and I get it, when people are starting out, they're watching a lot of YouTube videos and people are saying on YouTube, do not overdo it, do not do this, do not do that. It will ruin your mix. But I would say use the adequate amount of effects according to your taste. Because I always say this, in music, your taste is all what matters. Let's take an example of Tame Impala. They use huge amount of reverb in their tracks. And 90% of YouTube videos, including mine, would say do not use reverb too much. And I do not know what is too much. Nobody knows what is too much. If it works for you, it's for you. You like it and it's for you. That's something I believe in. So believe in your taste and trust your ears. So the third thing I see a lot, and this is another one that is really common, is using compression on everything. I have done it, and when you're starting out, you are doing it. So there is no shame in it, but be mindful of compression. Not everything needs compression. The more you add compression on something, the smaller it will sound. And this means you do not need huge amount of compression on your electric guitars that are already really distorted, because they do not have any dynamic range. They have zero dynamic range, literally zero. You do not need huge amounts of compression on your pads or your ambience effect. You don't want to make them sound small, right? You want them to sound larger than life, huge. So they create that sense of space around your mix or around your song. So basically what I'm saying is not everything needs compression. There are certain things in the production, in the mix, that needs that extra bit of compression, like vocals, because vocals are highly dynamic in nature. You want to tame them, and you want your vocals to sound at a place where they sound really consistent and upfront, still compressed. You can use compression tastefully rather than just taming the dynamic range of an instrument. Because some instruments, and especially we are in this great era that we can use MIDI sounds, you do not need compression for those, because you can control the volume of individual notes into the MIDI section, right? So the thing is, if you add compression on every single channel in your production, in your mix, your song will not be listenable. It's gonna sound harsh, it's gonna sound small, it's gonna sound tiny. So just keep in mind, use compression wisely and use it tastefully. Again, taste is all what matters. So this was the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and if you do, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and I will see you next time. Peace.